Let's talk about nutrition for maximizing testosterone. Perfect image there for maximizing testosterone and nutrition, right? Don't you think?
Yes, guys, eat your cucumbers. Your testosterone levels will increase.
Yes. So this is just fitting for the podcast, guys. I have to make this stuff light, man. You can't be too serious. All right. So cholesterol. So this picture is going to come up again. Just giving you an idea. This is what cholesterol is known for. So dietary cholesterol is a precursor to all sex hormones. Specifically, it's a precursor to testosterone. Cholesterol converts into progesterone and then testosterone. So increased dietary cholesterol correlates with increased testosterone. So I know what you guys are thinking. Cholesterol, I don't understand. We've been told it's bad. This is going to lead us into the next slide. So cholesterol and heart disease. This is what you've been told. You've been, everyone you've ever spoke to, cholesterol, don't eat eggs, don't eat fat. This is incorrect for heart disease, and cholesterol gets a bad rap. Actually, I think things are starting to come around now. As you're starting to see the whole thing with whole eggs used to be so bad for you, and now people are actually recommending eggs again. So cholesterol has been given a bad rap when it comes to heart disease. Cholesterol is actually not bad at all. In fact, it's vital for life. And the real cause of heart disease is inflammation in the body. Therefore, it's actually sugar that needs to be controlled when heart disease is a concern. So eating plenty of antioxidants will balance out any excessive dietary cholesterol. So again, pulling up this picture again, as you can see, one of the things that's really, really cool, the lining of the heart, what happens is when we have a diet that's a modern diet, someone eats McDonald's, trans fats, just high, it's a bad diet, it's an overall bad diet. What happens is these arterial walls actually become super inflamed. Cholesterol actually comes to the aid of this and tries to put a band-aid on it and tries to coat that arterial lining in order to protect it. So cholesterol is actually trying to do something really good. Problem is that this is where it gets a bad rap because it blocks. This is how you get plaque in your arteries, because the cholesterol tries to keep it together. And so in other words, in order to bring down that level of inflammation, it's good to have a good diet high in antioxidants. Antioxidants will allow the cholesterol to keep moving, and it won't plaque up like that, and will bring down the inflammation on its own.
Yeah, so as you know, cholesterol is definitely essential for high testosterone. Like we said, it's a precursor to testosterone, which basically means that through your nutrition, cholesterol is going to directly translate into higher testosterone. So a precursor basically converts into one thing, and that thing will convert into another. So that's why it's a precursor. So it will convert into progesterone first, then to testosterone. But if you have a lack of cholesterol in your diet, you're not going to be able to improve your testosterone through your nutrition. And again, it's vital from your nutrition standpoint to have cholesterol to increase your testosterone or to maintain healthy testosterone in the first place. There's certain things in the diet that are essential. Cholesterol is one of them. Again, there's a correct amount, and more than what you need can lead to be too much. There's too much of anything. But cholesterol, if you completely cut it out, you're not going to have the right nutrients in your body to produce this testosterone. So don't let the heart disease thing scare you off again. That's just with excessive inflammation in your body. If you have too little, that can also cause health problems. Nobody talks about that. You won't hear, don't eat cholesterol because, or if you don't eat cholesterol, you'll have health problems. When the fact is, it's just as true. Eating too much of it, yes, possibly, but having none, it's going to also lead to health problems.
Yeah, you also got to remember too, high cholesterol, just heart disease in general, is due to the fact that the average person does not exercise, they do not watch their diet, do not have a proper amount of fiber in their diet, they do not eat a good amount of calories, they eat way over their amount of calories and just have excessive amounts of body fat, and again, excessive amount of estrogen in their body. So this is just, for what we do, we obviously you're listening to this, we know you exercise, we know you care about how you look. Typically, heart disease is not an issue for you because you're exercising. You're a step up on everybody else already. So don't be concerned with cholesterol and heart disease again, because we will consume plenty of antioxidants in our diet because we eat good and we want to take care of our body. So don't be concerned with that, but don't be fooled by it either, because cholesterol is a powerful agent in increasing testosterone levels. All right, let's move on to carbs now. Pop-Tarts. The famous carb.
Everyone's favorite carb.
So studies have been actually shown that restricted carbohydrate diets resulted in lower testosterone. So ketogenic diets, Atkins diet, overall low calorie / carbohydrate diets restrict optimal testosterone production. So restricted carbohydrates, especially when combined with high resistance training, will increase cortisol, which is a destructive hormone in your body, and SHBG, which as we learned is one of those things that takes away testosterone that's in our blood, thus lowering free testosterone in the body. So restricting carbohydrates is not a good idea when you're trying to maximize your hormones. Again, because you want to make sure that we're properly trained and fueling that increase in testosterone.
Yeah, carbs are very important for you to maintain normal hormonal balance in your body, especially if you weight train. The more you weight train, the more carbs you're going to need in your system because of what it requires to get through those heavy weight training sessions and to recover. So if you are weight training, that's going to be one step in the right direction, but now you have to fuel your body as well. So if you're doing your weight training correctly, but you're restricting yourself of carbohydrates too much, now your body's hormonal balance is going to be out of whack and you're not going to have the right nutrients in your body to produce all these hormones, and then you're going to get a rise in cortisol, you're going to get a rise in SHBG. So especially if you weight train, and most likely people listening to this do, you want to make sure that you're fueling your body with enough carbohydrates. So don't fall into the fad of, cutting carbohydrates out completely, doing ketogenic diets or Atkins diets, when a lot of times those diets will actually promote better hormone levels because of the higher fatty acid content. But you're also going to kind of do, you're going to move one step in the right direction, but you're also going to move in the wrong direction by removing carbs. So yes, these diets higher in fat will help you with the higher fatty acid content, but they're also going to hurt you by having too low carbohydrates.
So we didn't talk about really cortisol, man. You want to jump in and talk about cortisol, the stress hormone?
Yeah, so cortisol is a stress hormone, and basically it's released in your body through any stress, both mental stress, emotional stress, even physical stress. Your body treats that stress exactly the same. So your body doesn't recognize if it's stressed out because you had a rough day at work or if you just got under a 500-pound squat bar. It's going to treat it the exact same way. So whenever the body's stressed, cortisol levels rise. And when cortisol levels rise, your testosterone level is inhibited, okay? Again, that's something that's going to happen daily throughout the day, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but when you have elevated cortisol for a long period of time, again, that's going to dampen your actual testosterone levels, your free testosterone. And again, there's a correlation between high cortisol and high SHBG. When SHBG goes up, it's going to eat away your free testosterone. So cortisol is going to naturally go up and down throughout the day. Your cortisol is even high in the morning just simply because you just woke up. So when you wake up, that's actually a stress to your body. Your body's at rest. Now you're rising. It has to go through an adjustment phase, so cortisol is going to go high. If you have a stressful day at work, cortisol is going to go high. If you have a hard workout, cortisol is going to go high, but it's going to return back to normal. Now, if you're restricting carbs or you're having a severe diet for a long period of time, it's going to keep that cortisol elevated for a long period of time. And when that cortisol is elevated for a long period of time, that's when you see it affect those other hormones in your body. So don't stress about one little bump in cortisol that you might get. That's not going to inhibit your testosterone. But again, when things persist for a long period of time, that's when you're going to see those negative effects.
Yep. Can agree more with that, man. Going back to dietary fat quick. So dietary fat, very, very important. We talked about cholesterol already. So testosterone contains a 17 carbon fat molecule called gonadin, making it a fat soluble hormone. So increased dietary fats leads to improved production of all steroid hormones. Testosterone production depends largely on the type of fat. So saturated fats, saturated fatty acids, so butter, coconut oil, palm oil, red meat, and dairy products. We have monounsaturated fat, olive oil, avocado, almonds, peanut butter, things like that. And we have polyunsaturated fats, soybean oil, canola oil, sunflower seeds, cotton, seed oil, fish, margarine, etc. So we'll come back to all this later on what you should be eating in the putting it all together section. But just to give you guys an idea here of what dietary fat is and why it's important. Protein. And that's our New York Muscle Radio protein whey there. The best protein in the business. So for the purpose of maximizing testosterone, protein is the least important macronutrient for testosterone production. We would recommend anywhere between 25 to 35% of daily calories should consist of animal protein. That's one of the most important things. This is why if you're a vegan, it's generally a harder time increasing testosterone because most of your calories from protein are definitely going to be coming from plant-based sources, and that usually means soy. And we'll go over soy later on in this, but that's definitely a bad thing and not a good thing. Many of the sources of protein actually inhibit testosterone production and or increase the estrogen, like we said, soy protein. So guys, always make sure you check your labels on things too. You know, certain protein bars, they may contain high soy and soy protein alone. Check those. And again, you want to avoid soy at all costs.